I sadly present to you, for the final time, First Issue Fridays. That's right, guys. The series is coming to an end. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, you came to the right place. Hit that subscribe button. So before we get into it, you're probably wondering, at least the fans who watch this series anyway, going, why is this series ending? It seems like it does fairly well. It does do well. It doesn't do as well as I like it, but personally, I don't like making this series for a few reasons, okay? One reason being is that I feel like I'm spreading the comic books out too much into two different series. And I feel like when it comes to the new #1 issues, I feel like, you know what? If I have a top 10 most anticipated comic book series, I should be able to discuss that #1 issue in that comic book series. But I'm always afraid to constantly repeat and talk about the same comic books over and over and over again. So that's why I didn't include it in my top 10 most anticipated. And so I just feel like it's too separated. I should include it in that series. Plus, I don't like the production value of this series. And a third reason is I hate that new #1 series, especially from independent publishers, constantly get delayed, and I find myself kind of fiddling around through the video going, man, did I talk about this one this week? Did I talk about that book this week? And it just pisses me off, and I don't like it. I don't like how it's just presented to you guys. So I feel like it's better if I talk about it on top 10 most anticipated. And if I'm excited about a series and I'm anticipating it, it should be on that top 10 most anticipated. So yeah, there's that when it comes to why I'm going to be discontinuing it. It's not necessarily because of view count or whatnot. I just don't like the way really it's made and produced. And I know there's another way that I could probably produce it, but I just physically don't have that particular time to do it because I do so many other videos. Also, another thing that I want to discuss is, well, what are you going to replace it with? So my brain and my creative juices are always going, right? So we are going to replace it with a series called Finally, It's Friday. That's right, guys. It's a very simplistic series where we just talk about comic topics. The one thing I do miss doing, right, is talking about random, comments or topics on my channel, which I did before this series came out. So we're gonna come along together on Fridays, and I'm going to bring up a random topic and we're going to discuss it, whether it's collecting, whether it has to do with the industry news, anything like that. And it's just a fun Friday video, and hopefully you guys will be on board with that, and it will start once again next week. I think it will be a nice little change up compared to all the weekly series that I do. It gives me some evergreen topics for people to check out and things like that. So again, hopefully you guys will be on board for that. Sorry for the ramble, but I just wanted to give you that program note, okay? So with that being said, for the last time, I'm going to show you in this series those newest issue ones. All right, guys, so here we go. When it comes to the newest issue ones, as of November 26th, right now we have 13 that are coming out. Remember, this is kind of with an asterisk by it because you never know when a book could get delayed. And this is part of the reason why I'm discontinuing the series, because when it comes to some of these books, they constantly get pushed back, especially new #1s. So it makes it very frustrating. So I'll just incorporate new #1s going forward back into the top 10 most anticipated. But for the last time, let's do it on its own. What captures my attention here? Well, we're going to get... this is Tidal Wave Productions fame, Mr. T. This is issue 1. We got Darren G. Davis. You guys remember Mr. T back from the day from A-Team, right? And from the Rocky movies, right? I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, there you have it. No, that's pretty an awesome cover right there. Again, paying that tribute to the A-Team, where they had that cool little van. There is no description on this comic whatsoever. It doesn't give me a price. Oh yeah, it does give me a price, $9, but no description of what it's about. So yeah, I don't know who's going to get that at their shop. Let's see. What's something else here? We got Arcadia issue 1 from Ignition Press. This is worth a mention because Ignition Press has been doing some great stuff with their comic books. Good stories here overall. 32 pages, $5. This is, let's read the description a little bit here. In a future where humanity has vanished, a new form of life rises from the ruins. The Sarents, artificial beings born from mysterious technological I can't say the name. Chrysalises known as super dragons. Each one carries a pearl, a biotechnological core that holds their conscious, their memories, and their soul. So this is like a dragon comic book, I guess. Has to do with dragons. It's more like fantasy-like. So I don't know if that's something that interests you. You know, go ahead and check that one out. All right, so let's see what else we got here worth the mention. Slasher Royale. I think I discussed this one already. I could be completely wrong. In 1995, a young boy named Charlie Bowers witnessed the death of his father by a notorious serial killer known as the Cable Man. Years later, the Cable Man was captured and sentenced to life in a remote, highly security prison. The visions of Charlie's father's death haunt him on a daily basis, and he thinks of nothing but avenging his death. Now, we will follow a much older Charlie as a rookie prison guard in an attempt to get closer to his father's killer. That actually sounds kind of cool. The kid knows he's in jail. He wants to be a prison guard so he can kill his father's killer. That's awesome. I like that. That seems like a cool little slasher title. It's done by Afterlight. It's 24 pages, $6.50 for that comic. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Berserker. So if you guys read the first volume of this, here you go. You got another one. There's a lot of different covers to choose from when it comes to this book. I'm pretty sure I discussed this one already. I know I discussed these books multiple times, whether it's on the FOC or Top 10 Most Anticipated, but nevertheless, you know, here you have it. So that's your Berserker. All right. And this one always seemed interesting to me from when I first saw it. This is I Saw Santa, a Spawn Universe Christmas Story Issue 1. Here's the description. Santa gives presents to the good kids and a stocking full of coal to the bad ones. But what happens when one disturbed child takes offense to Santa's gift of coal and makes it his life mission to torment jolly old Saint Nick for the rest of his life? Sam and Twitch discover the bodies, but only Spawn can put an end to it. It just sounds like fun. Like I wanna read that. 48 pages, $6. There's 4 covers to choose from. You gotta like the covers here. Plate full of not cookies, but ears and eyeballs. And milk is not milk, it's blood and more eyes. So yeah, pretty disturbing like comic book covers here and story. But that sounds pretty cool. I will definitely check that one out. All right, what's next? We got Dark Horse Comics has Devil on My Shoulder. This is issue 1. 32 pages, $5. Written by Kyle Starks. Something terrible has happened. For 40 days, she was tortured by 5 men and left for dead. But she will get her revenge on each and every one of them, and it will be bloody. An event that takes her on a strange and violent supernatural path of payback. So this is another book that has to do with revenge. So yeah, I mean, another one that could be kind of cool, right? So we'll see. Looks like she has a little bit of help from some supernatural abilities. All right, so and then we got this DC I Saw My Uncle Kissing Santa Claus. This is issue 1. 80-page spectacular. $10. Got 2 covers to choose from. Go for it if you like it. You know what to expect from these, holiday specials here. All right, and then we have a book from Distillery, which I'm not buying another book ever again from Distillery until they can get their stuff together. But it is a 48-page comic for $9 called Galactic issue 1. So yeah, I mean, it's like a George Lucas and a Quentin Tarantino book combined in one. That's what they describe it as. So if you want to give a chance to Distillery, hey, that's awesome. The only thing is like, you never know when you're going to see that issue 2. So yeah, that's a little bit of a disappointing factor when it comes to their stuff. And it's oversized. All right, now we get to the Marvel stuff or DC stuff, the higher end books here that we know are going to come out on time. We got Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger. This is issue 1. This one is written by Jimmy Palmiotti and the art is done by Philip Tan. Philip Tan's a good artist. Also, there's another artist in here. There's multiple artists in here. Chris Claruso, Tommaso Bianchi. I don't know. We'll see. But it says, do you have what it takes to pull the trigger? Daredevil and the Punisher, 2 of Marvel's mightiest, with one of the most celebrated and storied rivalries in comics, find themselves at odds not only with each other, but with New York's criminal element once again. With writer Jimmy Palmiotti revisits the world that was, as Frank Castle is pitted against the Janussi crime family for their most violent and visceral confrontation yet. So again, if you do like Punisher and you like Daredevil and you want to see them team up together, this could be a fun book for you. So yeah, that's kind of cool. You got a decent writer on it. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think of Stephanie Phillips taking over the Daredevil run and those blind bags as well. All right. Next, we do have what seems like an interesting book. Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia. This is issue 1. It just says, from the decaying husk of Hub City, Vic Sage, The Question goes deep undercover on the trail of a human trafficking operation in the frozen Arctic. So it just seems cool because you got some cool characters in there. Gabriel Hardman is the writer and artist in here, and you could get some cool characters in there like The Question and Batman, obviously. Yeah, so that's neat. And Green Arrow, I forgot to mention Green Arrow, of course, has this, like, I don't know, almost like this nostalgia vibe to it. So definitely check it out. Black Label book, a little bit darker, maybe a little bit more grittier. So we'll see. All right, and then we have the Infernal Hulk. This is issue 1, so if you read Philip Kennedy Johnson's run on Hulk, this just kind of continues off of that, but they're just kicking things off with a new number 1. And Bruce Banner is no longer in the Hulk's body. He's actually completely separated, and I think who is inside Hulk's body now is the Elder. So I don't know, man. We'll see how this turns out. Again, it's kind of like a continuation of the last volume. So if you read the last volume, you'll totally get what's going on here. If you haven't, you might want to read it. I'm sure they'll give you some kind of like synopsis of what has happened to get new readers on board. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to definitely give it a try. You can expect that great artwork from Nick Klein as that continues. Some great variant covers here for sure. But this one is legacy numbering 812, 32 pages, and it is $5. So there you guys have it. There are the newest issue 1s that are being released for the 26th. Is there anything that excites you? Let me know in the comments below. So as I said earlier, stay tuned next Friday. debut series of Finally It's Friday, where we just have some fun comic conversation. Hopefully you guys will check that out. And as always, guys, I'll leave you more content right here for you to click on. And of course, guys, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comic books so we can have a great comic conversation. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye.